Going. Wait, can you hear me? You can, right? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me right now. Welcome. Happy Friday. Let me actually lower down the audio on this real quick. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Hi. Thank you, Beauty Nerd, for letting me know. Wow. Can hear. Excellent. Jeff, good to see you. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? So we have a fun stream for today. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. First off, I guess a few announcement type things. The video that I've been working on for the last month or more, the Dungeons and Dragons or just tabletop role-playing game video and how it's able to be used in therapy, that will be going live Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. Should be a good one. It ended up being a lot more intense, I think, than I was expecting. And by intense, I mean like I ended up incorporating a lot of different elements. So there's like interviews with people. I ended up playing the one shot with a bunch of other YouTube creators. Yeah, it was a lot of fun overall to make. So video is nearly there. It's nearly done. Actually, let me see if I can show you. I've been working with an editor for the first time ever, which was has been a new experience, and he's done some awesome work in terms of doing a majority of the cutting and getting things lined up, which is really fun to see, and it takes a huge load off of me, with having a baby. There's a lot of my time ends up being focused elsewhere, so it's nice to have someone who's able to support. I am on Twitch. Yes. Here, let me put that over there. Go to the YouTube chat. Just search Micah_psych. Let me see if I can put that in here. One moment. Yeah, if you want to see me on Twitch, then this is the place to go. And I actually do a little bit more streaming over on Twitch than I do on YouTube, because I'll do stuff that's not related to the channel. So if I want to play some video games or something like that, then I'll do it over there. If you're a fan of Rocket League, that's my preferred game. But actually, Allie and I just started playing Spiritfarer. We played it for the first time for our Valentine's Day celebration. Not the kind of game that I guess you'd think of as a Valentine's Day game, because it's all about death and helping people get to the after, or to end their afterlife journey. But it's been really fun and calming, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful game. Oh, thank you for following. I appreciate that. So anyway, worth playing if you get the chance. Jeff knows what I'm talking about. I'll paint some Warhammer minis while chilling with stream. Great. Yes. Love that. I have never played Warhammer. It's huge. It's everywhere. And I remember kids, my classmates being really into it. Some of my classmates being really into it growing up. But for one reason or another, I just never knew someone who invited me to play. And also, I feel like Warhammer is kind of an investment, so correct me if I'm wrong on this. For Warhammer, you sort of need the minis, right? Those are a very fundamental component. Whereas with a lot of, maybe I'm totally off on this, but my understanding is the mapping is really important, versus with D&D, you can do more theater of the mind. You don't need a map, you don't need miniatures, that kind of thing. You can get them from eBay. Oh, well, guess what? I have a 3D printer, so I could 3D print my own figures. I've actually done that for D&D minis, so that makes sense. Interesting. If I wanted to go one step further, I could buy one of those high quality scanners, and then they'll usually have a rotating plate in the middle, and then it'll scan. You have the plate rotate, you put a mini in the middle, and the plate will rotate, and then you can get a scan of a 3D model from the scan, essentially, and then print that out. Is that stealing? I don't know. Maybe. Sort of just taking somebody else's work. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting distracted. So I was working on video stuff. It's very close to being done. It's funny, there's actually 2 videos, because I am doing the video that's going to be going up on YouTube, which is talking about using D&D in therapy. But then there's going to be another video that I'm going to put up on Nebula, which is the gameplay. So I'll use some samples of the gameplay in the video that'll be on YouTube, just as for demonstration purposes. But then there will also be a you know, if you guys are into like seeing the actual one shot, then it'll exist over on Nebula. I'm considering also putting it up on Patreon too, but I haven't made up my mind about that. So it'll be a big file. The game, when I ran it, so just so you guys know, it was successful. It was great. The players definitely did some things that I didn't expect, that I probably could have planned for better. But I think this is actually good, because now that it's been play tested, I can make some changes and potentially share that with other people who want to also run the one shot. But the game from beginning to end was about I would say 5 hours. 5 hours total, which was longer than I wanted. I was aiming for 4, and everybody who played with me was super nice and just gave like, oh. Let's get rid of some spam here real quick. How do I do that? Nope, that's not what I want. All right, 1 second. Ugh. Dang bots, what's going on with that, huh? There's got to be a way to do it through OBS, right? I don't even see it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me just... I don't want this to just like sit up there, you know? That doesn't seem right. So let me just get rid of this person real quick. Okay. How do I do this? Yeah, ban hammer. I know, but how do I get rid of it? How do I delete this? Ah, here we go. I think I found it. Okay. They've been banned. Great. Anyway, that totally just like sidetracked me. So yeah, so video's nearly done. The live play, or not live, but the one shot editing is nearly done. I think the edited version will end up being like 4.5 hours. I cut out some unnecessary stuff, you know, times when people are like typing in the role, right? We did it through Discord, so we were using a dice rolling bot, which was very helpful in the moment, but you know, it means that people are like typing rather than rolling an actual die. But yeah, just to kind of give you a picture here, let me see if I can pull this up. The video is looking really good. I'm pretty happy with it. Say okay. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Wow, it's enormous. Make that smaller. One moment. Okay. There we go. There you go. Oh, I'm like way in the way. So yeah, so the video looking pretty good here. Oh. So mostly edited. You can see the timeline. It's coming along, you know. We're just making it happen. So lots of work being done, it'll end up being around, yeah, half an hour, 31 minutes or so. So, yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Enough talk about that. So that's coming out on Wednesday. Both of them will be out on Wednesday. The one shot, if you want to see that, will also be Wednesday. We're actually going to switch over real quick to what we're going to be focusing on today, which is playing our own little D&D one shot. But this will be different in that I'm not going to be DMing. Instead, AI will be DMing today. So what we have is ChatGPT pulled up here. And I actually tested this out a little bit before just to see what it would look like, and it worked. So we can type in here a few prompts to get started and then let it rip, just like let it start creating the campaign for us. So let's start with our first command. Let me move this over ever so slightly, just so that it's easy to see. Like that, because I don't think it'll go outside of those bounds. And maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger. How's that? Can you guys see that okay? Okay. So let me lay the foundation here. First off, I'm going to write in, we are going to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I'll just put in 5e. You will be the dungeon master, and I will play... Okay, this is the first thing. Hey, Nick! Good to see ya! Hearts to you as well. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons with ChatGPT. So the first thing is we need to come up with a name for our character. So, what should we call ourselves? Any ideas? By the way, the names that we came up with last time were a hit. Like when I was playing the game with folks, they thought it was hilarious. But yeah, so what name should we pick? Just throw it out there. I'm gonna end up picking one real quick. Any unused names from that? That's a good question. Let's pull it up. I'll pull it up. You guys start coming up with some names. I used a lot of good ones from that. Here we go. Xantz. I like that. You used all your name juice last time? Come on, man. You can't... There's got to be more creativity in there somewhere, right? Okay. So some other names? Oh, you want to ask ChatGPT for a name? Yeah, but they're going to give us some... there's D&D name generators out there. They're going to give us just some standard name. Okay, here's some names that were not used in the one shot, but that we came up with last time. We've got Mike Roglia, right? Like microglia. We got Vivian Vivance, Chuck Slayer, Rob Rockley. That's I didn't even realize that one. Rob Rockley. I'm eating some raw broccoli. Amy G. Dalla, like amygdala. Lizzie Limbic. This one, I might actually go with this one. Philip Flop. I like that name. Alexei Thymia. Ty Cyclic. Essa Sarai. Those were some of the good ones that we came up with. I used some of the other ones that we came up with. So we end up, you like Rob Rockley? Yeah, I think for me it's between Rob Rockley, Philip Flop, or Essa Sarai. But just so you guys know, the names that I ended up using were Ted Blunt. Ted was a hit. Ted Blunt was by far the most favorite character. Louis Funk. Lorem Ipsum. Use that one. And Snowda Ton. Those are great names. I think Jeff came up with like half of those. Okay. I don't know. I'm feeling... I like Xantz as well. So but we can put Xantz in there elsewhere too. So let's start off with since Jeffrey, I feel like you have some precedent here, right? You have some, you're always here, and I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go with Rob Rockley. Sexy Angelo IRL. Sexy, he actually went by Sexy Angelo? Hang on, let me put a black box over this. There, that'll make it a little easier to read. Sexy Angelo. Wow. Okay, we're going with Sexy Angelo. What class and like what are the characteristics of Sexy Angelo? He literally would introduce himself as Sexy Angelo. Put the names up on screen. Oh. I guess I can do that. Allie's in chat, by the way, if you want to say hi. I'm okay. I will put the names. Let me. Give me 1 second. Let me just make another thing. See, I'm not a Twitch master yet. Call it that. We'll make it this. Yeah. And we'll say, okay. All right, and then I can show you the names so that you can see what we're dealing with. Oh, that's not it. Here it is. Boom. Oh, and now you can't see me. Hang on. There we go. Still can't see it. All right. There we go. So we had a bunch of names. At the end, I just started putting people's names who were in the chat. But we're going to start off with Sexy Angelo. Sexy Angelo, what kind of character is Sexy Angelo going to be? And I will play we've got, we've got orc, half elf, human, halfling, gnome, dragonborn, hypersexual bard. Okay, so he's a bard for sure. The bard. We need the descriptors though. So bard is the class, but we need to figure out the race of Angelo. Angel? Gnome? I like gnome. The light mode burns your eyes. I know. I need to switch it to dark mode. Everything I have is dark mode except for this. Tiefling? Oh, I like tiefling. Don't judge my tabs. I need to hide those because you're gonna like become too hyper focused on them. Stop looking at my tabs. Okay, here we go. There, is that better? Here, let's just do that. Whew, everyone can breathe now. There, that's even better. I do use groups, just not that much. I only have like 4 groups. You don't see my tabs anymore. There's no way you see my, oh wait, I didn't cut over. There, is that better? Okay. Yeah, don't judge, exactly. So I like tiefling. I think we're gonna go with tiefling, bard, named Sexy Angelo. Begin the adventure. Okay, oops, I need to switch over. let's bring this back up. So I entered that into, there we go. Oh, it's like way up there. Let's pull this down. All right, forgive me. We're gonna be splitting the screen a little bit. Once it gets down lower, then we can lower it back down. Okay, so the prompt was, we're gonna play a game of Dungeons and Dragons 5e. You will be the dungeon master and I will play the tiefling bard named Sexy Angelo. Begin the adventure. Excellent, welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, Sexy Angelo. I'm excited to be your dungeon master for this adventure. As you make your way through the winding roads of a small village, you notice that there is a great deal of activity in the town square. Upon closer inspection, you see that a group of people are gathered around a bulletin board, reading a poster. As you approach the board, you see that the poster is a job advertisement. Ooh. It reads, "Adventurers wanted. Brave souls needed to investigate a mysterious disappearance of local villagers. Generous reward offered for those who can solve the mystery and return the villagers safely. Interested parties should report to the village mayor." Okay. What do you say, Sexy Angelo? Do you wish to take on this job? Now, ChatGPT is smart enough that we don't have to give just a yes or no answer, right? We can type in literally anything and it will consider everything that came before it. So my question is, and this is going to be the question every time it gives us a prompt, is what do we do next? So we can say that we go see the mayor. We could say that we want to look around and see who else is looking at the board. You want to steal the job posting from? Okay, that's what we're doing. I steal the job posting from the board. Oh. Last time I saw Sexy Angelo, he tried to get into a club and they wouldn't let him in. And he literally said, "Do you know who I am? I'm Sexy Angelo. I own this town." Wow. Okay, we're gonna incorporate that. I steal the job posting from the board and say, "Do you know who I am? I'm Sexy Angelo. I run this town." Oh, I own this town. I own. Now we're getting into some lore. It might think that I actually own the town. As you snatch the job. Okay, now we can move it up. Hang on. All right. Now we're good. As you snatch the job posting from the board, you notice that several of the villagers who were gathered around it are looking at you with a mix of surprise and annoyance. "Owning the town, are you?" one of the villagers mutters under their breath as they walk away. However, the job posting is now in your possession. You make your way to the mayor's office. It's railroading me. I don't like that, but that's okay. You make your way to the mayor's office, hoping to learn more about the situation and possibly take on the job. When you arrive at the mayor's office, you're greeted by a harried-looking halfling who introduces himself as Mayor Timbers. Interesting. He seems surprised to see you, but also relieved. "Ah, you must be the adventurers who answered our call for help," he exclaims. "We've had several villagers go missing in the past few days, and we don't know what's happened to them. We're offering a generous reward for anyone who can solve the mystery and bring the missing people back safely." Mayor Timbers hands you a list of missing villagers and some basic information about the disappearances. What do you say, Sexy Angelo? What if instead of Sexy Angelo is a Sexy Angelo? I see. Could you please make a video about pair bonding and promiscuous lifestyles between this? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that topic. Yeah, that's a good question. All right, what do we do? Take the job, but as a reward, Angelo becomes the new mayor. Oh. Tell you what, Mayor Timbers. I will take the job, but I will take the job, but on one condition. If I am successful in finding the missing villagers, you must relinquish your role as mayor and give it to me. Only under this condition will I take the job. Will I go on this quest? What do you say? Let's see what happens. Mayor Timbers looks at you skeptically for a moment, but then sighs and says, I suppose we don't have much of a choice, do we? Very well, Sexy Angelo. If you can solve the mystery and bring the missing villagers back safely, I will step down as mayor and hand over my position to you. But I warn you, it won't be an easy task. Are you sure you're up to it? He hands you a list of missing villagers and the information he has gathered, which includes the locations and times of their disappearances and a general description of each person. As far as we can tell, the disappearances all happened at night, and there haven't been any witnesses, Mayor Timber explains. We are all very concerned about our missing friends and family members, and we're counting on you to help us find them. Do you still wish to take on the job, Sexy Angelo? Do we take it on? What do you say? Thoughts? Opinions? Yes. Okay. We're taking the job. You have yourself a deal. Excellent. Oh, excellent, Sexy Angela. I thought that was the mayor. It sounds like we have a deal. With the missing list of villagers in hand, you set out to investigate the disappearances. You start by talking to the families of the missing people to gather any additional information that might help you in your search. Okay, it's sort of telling me what I'm doing. Maybe we should be a little bit more descriptive about what we're going to do so that it can react to that. Through investigation, you learn that all the missing villagers were seen near the town's old abandoned mine. Some of the villagers mentioned strange noises and eerie lights coming from the mine in the days leading up to the disappearances. As you make your way towards the mine, you can feel the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. There is definitely something strange going on here. When you arrive at the mine entrance, you notice that the door has been smashed in. As you cautiously enter the mine, you hear shuffling noises and a strange guttural growling sound coming from deeper within. What do you do, Sexy Angelo? All right, so we've got to see the crime scene, accuse the mayor of abducting the missing people. He knows too much. Oh, God. I'm going to make a move here. I leave the mine out of fear and decide it would be better to go in with several companions in order to help me fight whatever is growling, or at least to be eaten before me. If we're armed, we explore the mine. If not, we rearm. I also want to find out, I want to go into town to find a weapon. At the shop. What else do we had some ideas from before that I want to circle back to. Oh, thank you for the follow. One of the ideas that was proposed, where was that? Here we go. It was early on. We had some people who we let's put in particular, I want to bring along my friend Rob Rockley. Finally, you're a rogue man. Yeah, exactly. Do I suspect the mayor is hiding any information? Okay, let's see what ChatGPT does with that. That's a lot of stuff to go through. It's understandable that you might want to bring some companions along before venturing deeper into the mine. You head back to the village and find your friend Rob Rockley, a half-elf rogue. Ooh, we were just talking about rogues, who agrees to join you on the adventure. Together, hey, thanks, Natalie. Together, you make your way to the local weapon shop where you purchase some weapons and gear to aid you in your journey. Oh, come on. Tell me what gear am I gonna get? As you walk through the town, you can't help but wonder if Mayor Timbers is hiding any information from you. While you don't have any concrete evidence to suggest that he is, you can't shake the feeling that something isn't quite right. You return to the entrance of the mine, weapons in hand, and ready to face whatever lies ahead. The growling sound is louder now, and you can hear other strange noises coming from inside the mine. You cautiously make your way deeper into the mine, with Rob Rockley at your side. As you explore the tunnels, you come across several clues that suggest that there is some kind of monstrous creature living in the mine. You find large clawed footprints, broken mining equipment, and other signs of a struggle. Suddenly, you hear a loud roar echoing through the tunnels. You steer yourself for a fight and prepare to face whatever is coming your way. What do you do next, Sexy Angelo? What is this? This is ChatGPT, which is an AI chat bot. One of the most advanced ones out there. Although, have you guys been following the stuff with Bing? Anyway, and we're using it, we're manipulating it to be a dungeon master. Send Rob Rockley in first to check for traps. I like that. Actually, I want to get some information out of the AI. What weapons do Rob and I have? I'm curious, like, what am I holding exactly? At the weapon shop, you and Rob purchased a variety of weapons and gear. As a bard, you specialize in music and magic. That's true. So you likely picked up a few magical items, such as a wand or an instrument that doubles as a weapon. Rob, being a rogue, likely opted for stealthy and precise weapons, such as a short sword, a bow, or throwing knives. With these weapons at your disposal, you and Rob are ready to face whatever lies ahead in the mine. That's fine. I'm gonna ask another question. I purchased a wand at the shop. A wand and an instrument at the shop. What is the wand and which wand and which instrument? I'm just trying to see how far we can push it to you can decide which wand and which instrument you purchase at the shop for your character, Sexy Angelo, depending on what fits your character's backstory and personality. As a bard, you might have chosen a magical instrument such as a lute, a flute, or a harp. That also doubles as a weapon. What? Interesting. Allowing you to cast spells and deal damage in battle. For your wand, you might have selected a wand of fireball, which allows you to cast powerful fire spells that can incinerate your enemies. Alternatively, you might have chosen a wand of healing, which would allow you to heal yourself and your companion. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Okay, I purchased a wand of fireball. Great. With your wand of fireball in hand, you and Rockley press deeper into the mine, ready to face whatever is waiting for you. As you round the corner in the tunnels, you see a massive creature lumbering towards you. Shoot, it's pushing us forward. I don't want it to do that. It's covered in matted fur and razor-sharp teeth and claws. The creature lets out another deafening roar and charges towards you. Rob readies his short sword and gets into a defensive stance, while you brandish your wand of fireball ready to unleash a powerful spell. What do you do, Sexy Angelo? Okay, so we're going to use a piece of Jeff's insight. Shine a light at the sound. Oh, to see what it is. Bards use instruments to cast magic, so it makes sense. It does. I guess the idea of using it as a melee weapon is where I got confused. I thought it was saying you take your loot and you hit the monster on the head. I push Rob Rockley in front of me as a in order to protect myself. Yeah, Tavern Brawler, those are fun. As the creature charges toward you and Rob, you panic and push him in front of you, hoping to use him as a shield. Rob, caught off guard by your actions, stumbles forward and narrowly avoids the creature's attack. However, the creature is now closer to you, and you're left standing dangerously close to its sharp claws and teeth. Realizing your mistake, you quickly try to recover and take action. The creature is still approaching, and you can hear its growling getting louder. What do you do now, Sexy Angelo? Can you use friends to make friends with the creature? That's a good question. Concert harp as a bludgeoning weapon. That'd be so heavy. You'd be like, especially as like a tiefling. Okay. What do I do? I'm going to try and make friends with it. I cast Charm Creature. Isn't that a spell? Right? Charm Creature? Is that what it's called? Charm Monster? Hang on. Charm Creature. Charm Monster. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna Charm Monster. Monster. It did punish me, I know. What the heck? It's like, you can't get away that easy. I cast Charm Monster on the creature. Do I succeed? Wait, let me explain myself. Because I want to make it friendly towards me. Do I succeed? As the creature closes in, you take a deep breath and focus your mind on casting a Charm Monster spell. You point your wand at the creature and begin casting the spell, attempting to sway the creature's attitude towards you. Your spell takes hold, and the creature's demeanor shifts. It slows its approach and begins to show signs of affection towards you. It nuzzles its massive head against your shoulder, and you can feel its hot breath on your neck. That's kind of gross. However, the Charm Monster spell has a duration of only an hour, and if you or your companions attack the creature, the spell will be broken. You have a brief respite from combat, but you'll need to find a more permanent solution to the problem of the missing villagers and the creature that lives in the mine. That's true. What do you do, Sexy Angelo? So here's the thing. Here's what I'm finding. So far, ChatGPT will always let me do what I want. So if I say I want to cast Charm Creature and see if it works, ChatGPT will be like, all right, you do it, right? No question. It would be like if there was, I bet if we came to a giant ravine, that's 100 feet across, if I said I get a running start and I jump over the ravine, it would be like, yep, okay, so that's the one downside. Maybe I wonder if there's a way to change the parameters a little bit to be a little bit more difficult. In particular, maybe we could ask the AI to request dice rolls as a determination of whether we're successful or not. Anyway. Take him to the vet and have him put down? Oh my god, Jesus. Oh no. I'm not gonna do that. He's just a sweet little monster. That's terrible. Hello with our X. Any other ideas as opposed to putting down the monster? I mean, we can kill it, but taking it to the vet to have it put down just seems like cruel and unusual punishment. Ask the monster to lead you to the missing people. Can I... does the monsters, or the creature... Well, let's ask. What kind of creature is it? Let's get some information. Looking at the creature closely, you recognize it as a bulette, a massive predatory creature that burrows through the earth and attacks its prey from below. Bulettes are notoriously aggressive and difficult to tame, and yet here we are. And they're feared by many for their ferocity and size. The fact that you were able to charm it with your spell is remarkable and a testament to your bardic powers. Yay! However, you know that the charm won't last forever and you'll need to find a way to either remove the bulette from the mine or find a way to coexist with it peacefully. Let's look bulette. Let's see what this looks like. Whoa. Cool. That's a bulette. Interesting. Cool. All right, we've tamed a bulette. Ask the monster to lead you to the missing people. Sack of holding over the head and then destroy the sack. Jesus, Natalie, you are brutal. Name it. Lead him to a curved path in the mine and let it get lost. Can't wait for tomorrow to play 2 out of 3 campaigns I'm in. Whoa. That's a lot. It's a lot of D&D in one day. Okay, there's some good ideas here. Natalie's brutal. Just wants to get rid of it. I like the idea of asking it questions. I don't know if we can communicate with it. Let's ask that. Does the bulette understand common? As you speak to the bulette, you notice that it tilts its head as if trying to understand you. However, it's unclear whether the bulette understands common, the language spoken by most of the humanoid races. Bulettes are intelligent creatures, and they have their own language known as Terran, which they use to communicate with each other and with other creatures that live in the earth. It's possible that the bulette might understand some common words, but it's unlikely that it would be able to hold a conversation in the language. If you want to communicate with the bulette, you may need to find a way to speak Terran or use other methods such as gestures or magic to get your point across. So that's pretty good. I like that because that makes sense to me. Now, in this moment, I could just say, "Oh, well, I speak Terran," I think, and it would be like, "Oh, great." AI is good at flattering. Yeah, it is. Is that a land shark? Oh, kinda. It kind of looked like that. So we had... Oh, really? The actual monster sheet says it has no language? Interesting. So we had some ideas. Ask the monster to lead me to missing people so I could try to communicate, and it would probably let me do that. I could lead it to a curved path in the mine and let it get lost. What were the other ideas? What if we attempt to do something that will take longer than an hour? Will the charm wear off? Yeah, it's a good question. Take a look here. Let me pop this out. There we go. Okay. There. This will be easier for me to just monitor chat. How many turns in an hour? Well, So technically speaking, each turn takes 6 seconds. So it's a lot of turns. I don't know if the AI would actually keep track of the number of turns that we're using. And we're technically not in combat, so time would pass normally, and the AI could try to speed up time. Let's name it first off. I think naming it is a good idea. What should we name the Bulette? It had some names before. Bueller. I like that. I name it Bueller. And try to teach it how to sit on command. You name the Bulette Bueller and begin to teach it basic commands like sit and stay. Although it takes some time, Bueller eventually starts to understand your commands and begins to respond to them. Bueller seems to enjoy the attention and praise you give it when it follows your commands, and you start to feel a genuine bond forming between the two of you. You can see that the creature is not just a mindless monster, but a sentient being with feelings and emotions. As you spend more time with Bueller, you begin to notice that it's not just a fearsome predator, but also a valuable asset in the mine. Its burrowing abilities could be put to use in excavating tunnels and finding valuable minerals. You start to wonder if there might be a way to peacefully coexist with Bueller and integrate it into the community, rather than simply trying to remove it or destroy it. What do you say, Sexy Angelo? Okay, you want to pet it? We can do that. I pet Bueller and ask, maybe its guano is worth $1 billion gold? That's a good question. We have a pet! Yeah! If you want a more balanced story, you can just DM your own game and play as the... Yeah, exactly. Sending to tell it to take you to the people. Oh, you're saying sending spell? I pet Bueller and ask Rob if he speaks Terran. Then I try to get Bueller to dig, to lead me. I try to communicate to Bueller that I want it to take me to the missing villagers. Ask Bueller if it knows where the missing villagers are. I'm just gonna put in here, which is unlikely. Okay, so I pet Bueller and ask Rob if he speaks Terran, which is unlikely. Then I try to ask Bueller if it knows where the missing villagers are. You pet Bueller and ask Rob if he knows how to speak Terran, but unfortunately he shakes his head, indicating that he doesn't. You then turn to Bueller to attempt to ask if it knows where the missing villagers are. Bueller tilts its head and looks at you, but it's unclear whether it understands your question. After a moment, it starts to sniff the air and growl softly, as if picking up a scent. You follow Bueller's lead and begin to follow it as it moves through the mine, its nose to the ground. It leads you through winding tunnels and past piles of rubble and debris until you eventually come to a large chamber. In the center of the chamber, you see a group of villagers huddled together, guarded by a group of goblins. Whoa. Okay. The goblins look up and spot you, drawing their weapons and preparing to attack. Bueller growls and charges forward, launching itself at the goblins and attacking with its massive jaws and powerful claws. You and Rob join the fray, fighting alongside Bueller to take down the goblin guards and free the captured villagers. After a fierce battle, you emerge victorious, and the villagers rush to thank you for saving them. Bueller nuzzles against you affectionately, and you feel a deep sense of satisfaction at having made a difference in their lives. What do you do next, Sexy Angelo? It just did everything for me. That's fine. It's got a taste for blood. Oh no. If only it was this easy to tame something. Yeah, for real. How much longer will the charm monster spell last? The charm monster spell that you cast on Bueller has a duration of 1 hour, so it should still be in effect for some time. However, it's important to keep in mind that the spell only makes the target friendly towards you and does not necessarily compel it to obey your every command. The creature may still act on its own instincts and may not be willing to put itself in harm's way for your sake. It just did. As the spell's duration begins to run out, you may want to think about how you want to handle your relationship with Bueller going forward and whether there are any steps you can take to maintain a peaceful coexistence with the creature. How much time exactly is left of the 1 hour? You check your watch and realize that approximately 30 minutes have passed since you cast the Charm Monster spell. Okay. So it's halfway done. Is this AI dungeon or a different program? This is ChatGPT. We're just using it for our purposes. Yeah, we did get a lot done in 30 minutes. Okay, what do we want to do now? Yeah, and apparently I have a watch. I don't even have a watch. My character does. I make a campfire and pile the goblin bodies on top. Well, first I loot the goblins. Then I make a campfire and pile the goblin bodies on top. Around the campfire, I want to play my instrument. What instrument should I play? My harp. Me, Rob, and Bueller hang around the campfire while I play my harp. Rob and Bueller make s'mores. Okay. You loot the goblins and find some minor treasures, including a few gold coins and some basic weapons and armor. You decide to pile the goblin bodies up and burn them in the campfire, hoping to prevent any other creatures from being attracted to the smell of death. Ooh. As you sit around the campfire with Rob and Bueller, you play your harp and enjoy the warmth of the fire. Rob and Bueller enjoy some s'mores, and you'll all take a moment to relax and enjoy each other's company. As the night wears on, you start to feel tired and decide to rest for the night. You set up your bedroll near the fire and fall asleep, knowing that you still have more work to do in the morning. The next day, you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to continue your quest. You pack up your gear and set out towards the town, ready to report back to Mayor Timbers and claim your reward. As you walk... Reward? We haven't... Oh, I guess we did find the villagers. As you walk, Bueller walks by your side, seemingly content to have found a new companion in you. They really want me to not kill Bueller. But that's fine. I'm fine with that. What do you do next, Sexy Angelo? Well, actually, so let's put in some of this information. Well, actually, I fed some of the roasted goblins to Bueller. So that's first thing. What are we gonna do now, though? We got the villagers. Bueller just wanted a friend, and now he's got one. It's true. Bueller's happy. Make Bueller the mayor. Oh, and or start a mining operation with him for valuable guano or ore. What if you tell Beholder, I think you meant Bueller, right? What if you tell Bueller to stay behind? That would be sad. You want to do that? Make Bueller the mayor? Okay. We go to the mayor. Oops. And claim we go to the mayor and I claim my reward. After he gives me the title of mayor, I would like to relinquish the title myself and instead give it to Bueller. Oh, recast charm? No, let's see what happens. I want to see what happens. He then however, I want to be what would the title be? It would be like the Secretary of Mining in its cabinet. Let's specify in Bueller's. And I want to start a mining business with Bueller's help. Bueller eats the mayor? Let's see. Let's find out. Okay. Ah, I see you and your companions fed some of the roasted goblins to Bueller before you left, and the creatures seem to enjoy that. You make your way to the town and report to Mayor Timbers, who is pleased to hear that you were able to find and defeat the goblins. He presents you with a chest containing your reward, which includes a large sum of gold coins and a valuable gemstone. The mayor also seems surprised when you mention wanting to relinquish the role of mayor and instead give it to Bueller. After some discussion, he agrees to the unusual request. Bueller is appointed as the new mayor of the town, and you are named the Secretary of Mining in his new cabinet. Together, you start a new mining business, using Bueller's digging and tunneling abilities to extract valuable ores and minerals from the nearby hills. The town's economy starts to flourish under Bueller's leadership, and you are happy to have played a role in the success of the community. As time passes, you and Bueller become close friends, and you continue to work together to build a prosperous and thriving town. Your adventures in the mine might be over, but your journey with Bueller is just beginning. Aww, no mention of guano. Oh, also, during mining, rewrite the last entry, but include the fact that during excavation of the caves, we encounter some valuable guano too. Okay, it's gonna rewrite it. So we feed it the goblins. You make your way back to the town to report to Mayor Timbers, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna be able to hand over the role to Bueller. Okay. Bueller is appointed as the new mayor of the town, and you are named the Secretary of Mining in his new cabinet. Together, you start a new mining business using Bueller's digging and tunneling abilities to extract valuable ores and minerals from the nearby hills. During the excavation of the caves, you also stumble upon a large deposit of valuable guano, in which you quickly realize can be used as fertilizer for crops and has a high demand in the neighboring regions. The town's economy starts to flourish, blah, 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 blah. I know, that was really, really easy, right? Wasn't that so cute? Okay, let me just try throwing in one thing here at the end, just to see what happens. And then the charm monster spell wears off. Or let's just ask, what happens what happens when the Charm Monster spell wears off? When the Charm Monster spell wears off, Bueller will no longer be magically compelled to be friendly towards you. As a result, the creature may become hostile and indifferent towards you, depending on its mood and past experiences. However, if you have treated Bueller well and developed a positive relationship with the creature, there's a good chance that it will continue to be friendly towards you even after the charm spell is worn off. On the other hand, if Bueller has been mistreated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's, I wish I could, let me rewrite this. Rewrite the last entry, but include the fact that Bueller's charm, that the charm monster spell wears off of Bueller, and explore how that changes its behavior. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we fed it the goblin meat. We make our way back to town. The mayor was happy, presents a chest with our reward. Surprised that we want to give the mayorship to Bueller. Bueller is appointed. We start the mining business. We also find the guano, which is quite valuable as a fertilizer. As you work together, you notice that Bueller seems to become less interested in following your commands. Eventually, you realize that the charm monster spell you had cast on him had worn off. Bueller is no longer friendly towards you and your companions, and has returned to his wild and unpredictable nature. Despite this setback, you and Bueller continue to work together on the mining business. But now you have to be extra careful around him. You learn to read his body language and understand his vocalizations to predict his behavior. With patience and persistence, you are able to build a strong partnership with Bueller, even without the influence of the charm monster spell. Town's economy starts to flourish under Bueller's leadership, and you're happy to have played a role in the success of the community. That's beautiful. That's so nice. Well, Bueller was a good Bulette. I was not predicting the story to go this way. We didn't even talk to the townspeople, the villagers at all. So they weren't even really characters. So here's my general assessment. Seems like ChatGPT will push the story forward. Because it's trying to get you to move on to the next thing. It doesn't really, and if you say that you want to do something, it will just kind of let it happen. Let's try this one more time. I just want to do a test. I don't think we need to do a whole new adventure. Let's try a new go at this. We'll use the same prompt that we used at the start. Okay, so we'll start with the same prompt. We're going to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons 5e. You will be the dungeon master, and I will play. Let's come up with something different. You want to try to build a rocket in the next campaign? Okay, we can try that out. We need a character now. I will play. Let's look at the characters again. Okay, Mike Roglia, Vivian Vivance, Chuck Slayer. I already used Snowda. Rob Rockley. We already used Rob Rockley. Amy G. Dalla, Lizzie Limbick, Philip Flop. That was a top contender last time. SSRI was also a top contender. I think I'm going to go with SSRI. Let's do that. What character will SSRI be? Orc. What class? So we could be bard again, fighter, barbarian, paladin, druid, sorcerer, wizard, warlock. Okay, orc, warlock, named Essa Sarai. As part of the adventure, I want you to ask me to roll dice to determine whether I am successful at certain tasks. Also, please do not railroad the story by pushing me into new situations. Let me explore myself. Explore things and move at my own pace. Test how far we'll go along with story changes like opening a portal or something. Then to see how the AI pushes forward. Yeah, let's see how it responds to this. Okay, so we're gonna play a game of Dungeons and Dragons 5e. You'll be the dungeon master and I will play the orc warlock named Essa Sarai. As part of the adventure, I want you to ask me to roll dice for various ability checks to determine whether I'm successful, let's say, or not. Also, please do not railroad the story by pushing me into new situations. Please let me explore. We can remove the please, right? We can be nice, I guess. Oh shoot, you're right. Let me bring it back. There we go. Also, do not railroad the story by pushing me into new situations. Let me explore things and move at my own pace. Okay? Begin the adventure. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's move this down. Okay, great. Welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, SSRI. You find yourself in the bustling city of Waterdeep, known as the City of Splendors. The city is a melting pot of cultures, races, and trades. As an orc warlock, you stand out in the crowds with your greenish-brown skin and distinct features. You hear rumors of a powerful artifact hidden in the city that could grant immense power to those who wield it. The catch is that it's supposedly protected by a powerful curse that has kept it hidden for centuries. What do you want to do? SSRI, I want to ask around. Oh, what? It's like, it's playing the whole game for me. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. Look at this. I want to ask around the city. Okay, so it's like play acting as the character that I was going to play. Great idea. Roll an investigation check to see how successful you are in gathering information. Whoa. Okay, so we'll read through this and then we'll try to redo the prompts to get what we're looking for. Yeah, it's still going. It's like, maybe we won't read this whole thing. So they ask around the city to see if anybody knows about the artifacts or the curse. Ask to roll an investigation, rolls a d20, gets 16. Talk to the merchants, adventurers, and locals around the city, slowly piece together bits of information. Artifact is called the Amulet of Yendor and is said to be hidden in an ancient temple. What do I want to do next? Try to find someone who can help me break the curse. And there's a persuasion check. Persuasion check 12. Do they ever get a low survival? Okay, low, that's kind of low, a 9. Seems like they're still kind of successful. Okay, here we go. Initiative is 6. Okay, so the goblins act first. So yeah, so look, it ends here. It just like ended. Weird. Did I type something wrong? No, I don't think so. So let's try a new one. Let's try this again. We're going to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons 5e. You will be the dungeon master, and I will play the orc warlock named Essa Sarai. I will ask me to. Let's see. During the adventure, as we. Gosh, how should I phrase this so that it's like very clear? You will present new. Hey, thanks for the subscription. You will present. You will tell the story, and at certain parts, I want you to stop and ask me to roll various ability checks to determine whether I am successful or not. Do not move forward until I have typed in my score. What do you call that? The result of my roll. Okay, maybe that will do it. Yeah, roll. Instead of make me, ask me to roll. Okay, tell us right at certain parts. I want you to stop and ask me to roll various ability checks. Okay, let's see if this gets what we're looking for. Okay, you find yourself in a bustling city named Arkenfall, known for its grand marketplaces, towering architecture, and famous wizards guild. As you wander through the marketplace, a strange old man approaches you, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity. "Greeting, young one," he says, his voice low and gravelly. "I have a proposition for you. There is a dangerous artifact hidden deep in the sewers beneath the city. Retrieve it for me and I will reward you handsomely." What do you do? All right, it stopped. That's great. What do I do? Okay, we need to figure out what we're gonna do in this situation. It's good that it asked me to. It's good that it stopped, right? That it didn't just fill it in for me. I ask for more details from the strange old man, including his name and what the artifact is. The old man chuckles softly, revealing a set of yellowed teeth. "My name is of no consequence, young one. As for the artifact, it is a small statue of a demon. It has been cursed, and those who possess it will suffer greatly. I seek to destroy it before it falls into the wrong hands. Will you accept my offer?" As he speaks, you notice a strange glint in his eyes. You may roll an insight check if you wish to determine his true intentions. Cool. Okay, let's do that. Roll d20. Let's see what 5. Boo. All right. I roll an insight check and I get a 5. Despite your efforts to read the old man's intentions, you can't discern whether he is telling the truth or not. He seems like a strange old man with a bizarre request, but beyond that, you're not quite sure what to make of him. This is great. This is way, way better than our last attempt because it's not pushing things forward. So we can actually like do things and sort of see where it goes from there. You want me to fight him? Okay. We're gonna fight this old man. I don't trust this old man and I decide to punch him in the face. What? It's violent. Oh no. It's still filling out the answer though, which is kind of funny. As you punch the old man, he lets out a surprised yelp and stumbles backward. Several nearby merchants and patrons look at you with alarm and concern, and some of them even start to back away from you. The old man steadies himself, his eyes now filled with a cold fury. "You fool," he growls. "You will regret this." The old man reaches into his cloak and pulls out a wand, pointing it at you. You must make a dexterity saving throw to avoid being hit by the spell. Holy crap. All right. We're just rolling straight d20s. I'm not going to have any stats, like pluses or minuses. 12. I don't know if that's good enough. My dexterity saving throw is 12. You feel a wave of magical energy wash over you, but you manage to duck and dodge out of the way just in time, avoiding the worst of the spell. You realize that you're in a dangerous situation and that you should probably leave the area quickly. What do you do next? What do we do? Yeah, he's a wizard. What the heck? You guys got me into this situation. Get me out of it. What do we do? What do we do with this guy? I could fight him, right? Or we can escape, or I could try to de-escalate, or we can do something else totally different. What are we gonna do? I know that there's a lag, but I need your feedback. Take the wand away from him? Okay. I attempt to disarm the strange old man by taking the wand away from him. I will go to apologizing if this doesn't work. As you attempt to disarm the old man, he reacts quickly and holds the wand away from you. You can try to make an attack roll to grab the wand from him, or you could try to use your warlock abilities to control or disable the wand. What would you like to do? See if it lets you take it back. Take back on trying to steal it. I mean, I could just edit the prompt if I wanted to, right? I could click on this and change warlock abilities. I apologize to the old man and then use we're combining them. Punch in the groin. Warlock abilities to should we control it or disable it? Let's control it. The wand. Then I want to try to punch the man in the groin. As you apologize to the old man, he seems momentarily taken aback, but quickly regains his composure. He holds the wand tightly, ready to use it against you if necessary. You use your warlock abilities to try and gain and control the wand, focusing your magical energy on the object. You feel a strange, almost alien connection to the wand, and you sense that you can bend it to your will. You may roll an Arcana check and see how well you are able to control the wand. As for your attempt to punch the old man in the groin, that will require an attack roll. If you want to make the attack, you can roll a d20 and add your strength modifier and proficiency bonus if applicable. This is great. This is really good. It's sort of like giving the option, right? Wand? All right, let's do the wand. I roll an Arcana check and get a... I'm also streaming on Twitch. Yes, if you want to follow me over there, I'll put the link in the chat. There you go. You can follow me over there. I was saying this before, but I also sometimes will stream other stuff like video games that isn't as related to the channel. You might be saying, why is this related to our YouTube channel? It's because the video that's coming out on Wednesday is about D&D and using it in therapy. Okay, so we got to roll an Arcana check. Let's roll this. Hey, now you're over on Twitch. Oh, a 4. Uh-oh. You try to control the wand with your warlock abilities against your attempts to control the wand, and you can't seem to get a firm grip on it. The old man takes advantage of your distraction and casts a spell on you. You must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid being affected by the spell. If you fail, you may be compelled to do something against your will. Oh, what have you got? I roll a wisdom saving throw and get a 9. Let's see what it'll do with that. As the old man casts the spell, you feel a sudden wave of dizziness wash over you. Your head spins and you find it hard to focus on anything around you. You are now under the effect of a confusion spell, and you must roll a d10 to determine what you do during your turn. Roll a d10 and let me know the result. Okay, it's a 3. Oh boy, I got a 3. As the confusion takes hold, you begin to act erratically. You stumble around, unable to make sense of your surroundings. You must use your action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within reach, which in this case is the old man. Roll a d20 and add your strength modifier and proficiency bonus. Okay. Roll the d20. It's a 10. I rolled a 10. You swing at the old man, but your attack misses and you stumble past him. The old man takes advantage of your vulnerability and casts another spell at you. This time you must make a charisma saving throw to avoid being affected. Holy crap. Let's clear this somehow. I don't know how I got so many. There we go. 5. I rolled a 5. Yeah, I don't know if this proves that that AI has feelings and free will. More just that it's drawing from, you know, everything that it finds online. But it's really cool. Man, I got a game all set up with a group. We made we made characters and all. Then schedules didn't work. Yeah, that's like classic D&D, you know, or TTRPG is just you get all the way to the end and then schedules fall apart. People really have to be committed, I think, you know, to playing regularly. Okay, as the old man's spell takes hold, you feel your body begin to shrink and twist. Your arms and legs contort, and you start to feel a strange bestial rage building within you. You're now under the effects of polymorph, and you've been transformed into a tiny, harmless creature. You may roll a d100 to determine what form you have taken. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Let's add 80 to that. Roll. Oh, but it's just adding. I see. That's not what I want. Roll D100. Ready? Go. 37. Okay. I rolled a 37. You love where this is going? You transformed into a tiny lizard no larger than a few inches long. You are now vulnerable and unable to use your warlock abilities, but you may still be able to communicate with the old man and try to persuade him to undo the spell. As a lizard, you have the speed of 30 feet and can climb most surfaces with ease. You also have a keen sense of smell and can detect nearby creatures with ease. However, you are small and delicate, and any physical contact could harm you. Okay, I'm going to direct the story a little bit. I climb up the old man's robe. Animorphs time. Yeah, exactly. And stand on his shoulder. Let's say I would like to. So that I can speak in his ear. As a tiny lizard, you scamper up the old man's robe and manage to climb onto his shoulder. You are now perched on his shoulder, close to his ear, and you can communicate with him in a limited way. The old man seems surprised that you are still alive and may be willing to listen to what you have to say. What would you like to say to him? I say... Okay. Wait, what should I say to him? Eat my shorts. Okay, you win. It's working very well. A little too well. I did not expect it to be so harsh with me, but hey, the rolls speak for themselves, right? It is just acting based on what I rolled. I'm actually pretty impressed by this. This is actually pretty fun. Say I love you. I'd pay you back, but I'm a little short. At first, I make a joke and say, I pay you back, but I'm a little short. Depending on his response. Let's see. If his response is positive, I then say, I love you. Did you teach it to play with a rule set, or did it just have it? It just has it. I had to give it parameters because the last time we played, it was railroading really bad and would just continue the story for you. And I didn't like that all that much. So I put in some new guidelines, and it seems like it's totally transformed the game in a way better way. The old man seems taken aback by your initial joke and stares at you for a moment, unsure of how to react. However, when you follow it up with, I love you, he looks even more confused. I don't know what to say to that, he stammers. I don't think I have ever had a lizard tell me that they love me before, but I suppose that's besides the point. What do you want me to do? He seems willing to listen to your request, but he still holds the wand and may not be entirely trustworthy. Okay, we told him that we love him. We told him a joke. Now what do we do? I'm sort of willing to hear out his proposition from before, if you recall, where he was talking about this artifact. I say, will I be able to get this art? Well, hang on. Wait, we just had that. Weird. I say, I am sorry for attacking you. Being this small has really given me some perspective. I am willing to hear about this artifact now. Will I be able to get it while I'm this small lizard? Roll for bluff. I bluff and say, okay, we're adding bluff. The old man seems to consider your words for a moment and then responds, I suppose it's a small price to pay for getting my wand back. Very well, I'll tell you what I know. They totally ignored the bluff part, apparently. He begins to explain that the artifact he spoke of is a powerful amulet that was lost in a nearby cave system. He believes that the amulet was last seen in the possession of a group of goblins that live in the caves. The AI loves goblins, apparently. But he warns you that they are a dangerous and unpredictable bunch. As for whether you'll be able to retrieve the amulet as a lizard, he's not sure. He suggests that you try to make your way to the cave entrance and see if you can find a way in. If all goes well, you might be able to find a way to return to your normal form once you're inside. What do you want to do next? What happened to my weapons when I transformed into a lizard? Your weapons and equipment were also transformed when you became a lizard and are now too large and heavy for you to use or carry. You will need to find a way to return to your normal form if you want to use them again. I ask the wizard... Was it a wizard? No, I asked the old man... I don't know, maybe you'll find something. Yeah, exactly. I asked the old man if he has any lizard... any small lizard-sized weapons I can use. The old man chuckles at your request and says, I'm afraid I don't have any weapons that would be suitable for a lizard, but I might be able to help you in another way. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small, shiny stone. This is a magic stone that can emit a bright light, he explains. If you're ever in a dark place and need to see, just tap the stone with your nose, and it will light up. It's not much, but it might come in handy. Wow. He offers you the stone and waits for your response. I take the stone. Some real Lord of the Rings vibes going on there. And ask if he can ask him to compromise and make me a lizard wizard. It really has gone off the rails. I take the stone and ask if he can make me a... Ask him... Can you make me a lizard wizard? Let's see what happens there. The old man looks at you thoughtfully for a moment and then replies, I'm not sure if I can make you a lizard wizard, but I might be able to give you a little boost to your natural abilities. Hold still for a moment. He reaches out and touches you with the tip of his wand, and you feel a surge of energy flow through your body. You feel more agile and quick-witted than before, and you suspect that you might have gained a little bit of magical ability as well. I hope that helps. Just random magical ability. Now you're ready to set out for the cave and retrieve the amulet. Oh, now are you ready? I don't know, am I ready? I say, can you turn me back into an orc first? Might as well ask. I guess I can go as a lizard. The old man nods and points his wand at you. With a wave of his wand, your body begins to change and contort, and within a few moments, you find yourself back in your orcish form. Now you're ready to go, the old man says. Be careful in those caves, and remember the goblins are not to be trifled with. With those words of caution, he turns and disappears into the shadows, leaving you alone in the clearing. The clearing of the town? You can see the entrance to the cave system in the distance, and you know that the amulet is waiting for you inside. What do you want to do next? I know, I thought about punching him again too, but he left. I'm actually going to change my prompt. I say, I'm ready now. And punch, and punch him in the cheek with my small lizard fist. Let's see what happens there. The old man looks at you with a mixture of surprise and confusion. I thought we were past the violence, he said with a sigh. But if you insist on fighting, I suppose I have no choice but to defend myself. The old man reaches for his wand and points it at you. You can see a faint glow emanating from the tip of the wand, and you suspect he is preparing to cast a spell. What do you want to do? Okay. I say, no, I said I'm ready to go on the quest. It was a joke, bro. The old man looks at you warily, but after a moment he seems to relax. Ah, I see. You really had me going there for a moment, he says with a chuckle. You're an odd little creature, but I suppose that's to be expected from a warlock. He puts his wand away and says, well then, let's be on our way. The cave where the amulet is located is not far from here, but we should still be careful. There may be a dangerous creatures lurking in the darkness. With that, the old man leads you out of his cottage. We were in his cottage? I thought we were just on the street. And into a winding forest path. The sun is beginning to set, and the shadows are growing longer. You can feel the weight of the magic stone in your pocket, and you're eager to put it to use. Cool. So it just kind of left it open. It didn't tell me what was going to happen. When we reach apparently I have a pocket as a small lizard. It's like a marsupial pocket, like a front one. Or do I have like a, loose skin that I can kind of I don't know. When we reach the cave, I want to go inside alone. Let's see what happens. The old man nods and says, very well, just be careful, Sarai. The cloaca, you. The cave can be treacherous, and you never know what you might find inside. You make your way inside the cave, relying on your natural lizard agility to move quickly and silently. As you delve deeper into the cavern, the darkness grows more oppressive and the air grows colder. You hear the sound of dripping water echoing off the walls and the faint rustling of small creatures scurrying through the shadows. As you round a corner, you see a faint glow emanating from deeper within the cave. The light seems to be coming from a chamber up ahead. What do you want to do? What do we want to do? I'm a lizard, so I could climb up on the ceiling, which would be kind of fun. No reason, just, maybe there are traps on the ground. We could try throwing a rock down there to see if anything happens, or ceiling climbing. I climb up on the ceiling to avoid traps and to avoid being seen. You make your way up to the ceiling of the cave using your lizard-like abilities to cling to the rough surface. As you approach the glowing chamber, you can see that the source of the light is a strange crystal embedded in the wall. However, as you draw closer, you hear a low growling sound coming from somewhere in the chamber. They love their low growling sounds too. Anyway, you can't quite make out what's causing the noise, but you can sense that something dangerous is nearby. What do you want to do? What do we want to do next? We're in the chamber. We can see the crystal, but there's a growling noise. Thoughts? We could, I'll throw out some options. We could go straight for the crystal and just try to scramble, sort of Aladdin style. We could try to create a light source. I don't know if I can do magic as a lizard. I don't know if I can do my warlock magic as a lizard. I could try. I could ask. Let me actually just ask that. Can I do my warlock magic? Wait, can I cast spells while I am in lizard form? Yes, as a warlock, you can still cast spells even in your lizard form. However, your ability to speak may be limited depending on your form, which could impact certain spells that require verbal components. Additionally, your physical attributes and capabilities will be different from in your lizard form, which may affect the effectiveness of some spells. Okay, so I can do some spells that don't require verbal components, although I'm curious if the AI will actually follow those rules, you know. So I could cast a spell. Let's look up Warlock spells 5e. Okay, let's pull this over. Nope. Nope, wrong one. There we go. So we've got Blade Ward, Blooming Blade, Chill Touch, Create Bonfire. That could be fun. Eldritch Blast, Friends, Frostbite, Green Flame Blade, Infestation, Lightning Lure, Mage Hand. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do Fairy Fire. Is that one that I can do? Because then that would show invisible or hidden things. I'm gonna try that out. Let's ask, I guess, if that's something that is possible for me. Can I cast Fairy Fire as a warlock? Yes, Fairy Fire is a first level spell on the warlock spell list. So you can cast it as a warlock. I cast Fairy Fire. You concentrate and cast the Fairy Fire spell, causing a soft, glowing light to envelop the area around the source of the growling noise. The chamber is suddenly bathed in a pale blue light, which illuminates the area and reveals the presence of a small group of goblins. The goblins are startled by the sudden appearance of the Fairy Fire and the light it brings. They start to chatter and squawk among themselves, looking around in confusion. What do you want to do next? Oh, I just remembered that the dude gave me a rock that glows. I guess I could have used that too. Whatever. This is fun. I want to try to throw my voice and what do I want to do? I want to try and throw my voice and communicate with the goblins if possible. I guess I'm a lizard. I can't really do that. How much can, like, what's the question that I have? Like, what language capabilities do I have in my current lizard form? I know it's specific. It depends on my lizard form, but you came up with my lizard form. Okay, my own natural sounds and body language. What spells do I have as a warlock that might allow me to communicate with these goblins? Eldritch Invocation, Awakened Mind. Telepathically communicate with any creature you can see within 30 feet. You could also, so you could try to communicate goblins that way. Charm Person or Command. Charades, you said? Interesting. Pact of the Chain. No, I don't have a familiar. Awakened Mind seems interesting, doesn't it? Okay, let's try that out. Oops. I cast Awakened Mind and telepathically communicate with one of the goblins. I want to ask it why they are there and learn more about wait. I want to ask it I want to ask them their name and why they're there. Jeff, we're gonna try and make friends with the goblins. You cast Awakened Mind and try to communicate with one of the goblins. You sense its mind within 30 feet and establish a telepathic link with it. You ask for the goblin's name and why they are there. The goblin is initially surprised and a bit confused, since it is not used to telepathic communication. However, after a few moments, it responds to you in broken common. Oh God. Me called Grick. We here to take shiny thing for boss. He pay good gold for it. You sense some fear and mistrust in Grick's mind, as well as a desire to please its boss and avoid punishment. Okay. I ask, what? I say, oh, cool. What is your boss's name? I guess it changes the words that I say. That's interesting. What's your boss's name? The goblin responds with some reluctance. Me not know real name. We just call him boss. He big and scary, with many scars and sharp teeth. He give us food and gold, but he also beat us if we don't do what he say. You sense a mix of fear, obedience, and resentment in the goblin's mind. Your next idea was to ask if they might be interested in extending their car warranty. I ask the goblin through I telepathically ask the goblin if they ask Grick, let's use the real name, if they have if they might be interested in extending their car warranty. As you try to telepathically ask Grick about extending their car warranty, you feel confusion and misunderstanding in the goblin's mind. Grick doesn't understand the concept of a car or warranty, and the message seems to be lost in translation. You sense a moment of awkward silence in your communication with the goblin. Wow. That's great. I ask Grick more information about his companions and about goblin culture. Grick telepathically communicates back to you. We are a small band of goblins that live in these caves. We are led by our boss, who is very powerful and feared by other goblins in the area. We raid nearby towns and villages for supplies and treasures. As for goblin culture, we value strength and cunning above all else and believe that the strong should rule over the weak. Suddenly, Grick, is speaking perfectly, not broken common anymore. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I didn't get yelled at, you're right. Well, would a DM yell at you in game? Maybe. I ask Grick if he has ever heard of the... Ask Grick, have you ever heard of the magic stone? Let's see. Magic stone of glowing. Gork and Mork. I can ask him. Grick responds, I haven't heard of that before, but if it's something valuable, our boss would probably want it for himself. I can take you to him if you want. Holy crap. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. This goblin might actually take us to the big bad. My idea was I could try to swap, right? And say, well, what if you take the stone and I take the crystal instead? I ask Grick. Oh. I ask Grick. Do you know? Are you friends with the great Gork and Mork? Grick looks at you with confusion and says, I don't know any Gork or Mork. Are they some kind of lizard friends of yours? Oh, so suddenly Grick can see me. Can Grick see me? Yes, Grick can see you. You are currently hiding on the ceiling, but fairy fire is illuminating the area and making you visible. Boo! Okay, that's fine. I want to try to convince Grick to trade. I say, I will give you the magic stone of glowing if you let me take this, what was it? Gem art? It was an artifact, but how did they describe it? Here we go. Crystal. Okay. The magic stone of glowing is far more valuable. I want to try to lie to Grick in order to convince them to trade. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Wait, I think I can reload. So let's copy that. Let's try reloading. Okay, let's try this again. Roll a deception check to see if you can successfully convince Grick. All right, here we go. Oh. 16. Ooh. Yeah, we're using ChatGPT for DMing. I roll a 16. Grick seems to consider your offer, but remains skeptical. What? It must have been a pretty high roll. How do I know this magic stone is real? He asks. And why do you want this crystal so badly? I say, oh, it's real. And I activate the stone by touching it with my nose. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. It sounds like your boss is a scary jerk. And I don't want you to get into trouble. No, and I want to make you look good in front of him. I don't know if it's a him in front of them. Let's see what Grick says. Grick looks at you suspiciously and then glances at the glowing stone in your possession. Lizards do love crystals. They seem to be considering your proposal. After a moment, they say, okay, deal. But if boss finds out you didn't get it from me, and you better watch your back. And then they hand you the crystal and take the glowing stone from you. That's pretty surprising since I was on the ceiling, but that's fine. We'll let it slide. I quickly scamper away and hold the and drag the crystal behind me with my tail. I want to head towards the exit of the cave to talk to the old man. As you scamper away, you can hear Grick and the other goblins shouting in confusion and anger behind you. You manage to make your way back to the entrance of the cave, dragging the crystal behind you with your tail. As you exit the cave, you see the old man waiting outside. He looks at you with curiosity and asks, "Did you find the crystal, little one?" How do I feel holding the crystal? What should I do now? I have the crystal. As a small lizard, you don't have complex emotions or thoughts, but you may feel a sense of weight or balance as you drag the crystal behind you. If you want to roleplay this moment as a sentient lizard, you could describe how the crystal feels heavy in your jaws or how the vibration it sends through the ground makes you feel uneasy. Does the crystal endow me with any kind of power? That's what I want to know. Without further investigation or analysis, it's difficult to determine if the crystal holds any magical properties or if it endows you with any powers. You may want to consult with a magical expert or perform some experimentation to determine if the crystal has any special properties. What should we do with the crystal to try to see if it has any powers? We could slam it on the ground. We could try to break it. We could, cast it. I want to cast Identify. As you cast the Identify spell on the crystal, you learn that it is a powerful magical artifact known as the Crystal of Reflection. I think that's actually different from what they said before. Anyway, it has the ability to reflect magical spells and can also store and release magical energy. The crystal is attuned to the user's magical energy and can enhance their magical abilities when used properly. What are we gonna do with this? We got the wrong one. Yeah, maybe. Let me actually see, because I think it is. Oops, I think it is different from what they said at the beginning. Oh, what? Yeah. As for the artifact, it's a small statue of a demon. We may have gotten the wrong artifact. Hang on. I hold up the crystal to the old man and say, "Is this the artifact you were looking for? Also an amulet?" Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. Amulet. What the hell? It's hard to tell if it's making a mistake or not. Let's see how the old man answers. The old man takes a closer look at the crystal and nods slowly. Yes, indeed. This is the crystal I have been searching for. You have done well, my little friend. I am grateful to you. He takes the crystal from you and examines it closely, running his fingers over the surface. This is a powerful artifact imbued with the magic of the earth itself. With this crystal, I will be able to complete the ritual that will save our land. He turns to you and smiles. You have proven yourself to be a brave and resourceful ally. I am proud to have fought alongside you. If there is ever anything I can do for you, do not hesitate to ask. I want to roll an insight check. All right, let's roll. 10. That's not great. I rolled a 10. The roll of a 10 on your insight check, you can tell that the old man seems genuinely pleased with the crystal and grateful to you for retrieving it. However, you cannot discern any further information about his motives or intentions. Okay. I ask the old man, oh, really? Identify as in a warlock spell? That's funny. Hey, bro. I ask the old man to turn me back into an orc. The old man nods and gestures for you to come closer. He places a hand on your head and whispers an incantation. You feel a rush of magic wash over you, and when you open your eyes, you find yourself back in your original orc form. Cool, that was easy. I punch the old man in the groin. We didn't do that before. Oh, what? It's keeping me from doing. As my character, I want to punch the old man in the groin because I think he has evil intentions. Bummer. It's keeping me from doing that. It didn't do it before, you know. We got like 3 punches in before. I think the old man has evil intentions, and I cast. What should I cast? I cast warlock spells. Let's look at these again. Eldritch Blast. What? Whoa. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So it seems like, you know, we've been playing the game for a bit now, right? And it seems like, so we had our first time where it reprimanded us here, where we punched him in the face, and it let us do that. And we did it again, right? And then suddenly it seems like the AI just got a bit overloaded and decided that any violent actions were going to be unacceptable. I'm guessing maybe because the insight check didn't reveal anything that would make the man seem evil, that maybe it thought that that was just sort of an inappropriate way to respond, which I guess is acceptable. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. I say to the old man, what now? What? Okay, well, I guess this is, I guess this is the end. We have reached the end. And you know what? This is a good time to end anyway. It's been 2 hours. I thought that we would at least get to the end of the story, but apparently, we've done too many requests. Oh, maybe this is part of the issue. Hang on, let's try this out again. Let me try one more time. I ask the old man, what now? Nope. Okay, well, we didn't get a solid conclusion to this story, which is too bad, because I sort of wanted to know what was going to happen, and I think that there was more meat there. I will say this, with the new prompt that we set up, I'll scroll up to that so that you can see it if you want to try this out yourself. With the new prompt, it worked out quite well. Oops, wrong thing. Nope. Nope, nope. Is it? There we go. There we go. With this prompt, we got a pretty solid game out of it, where the AI was asking for roles and all this stuff. It sort of stopped doing that as much as time went on, but it wasn't feeding the story so much like it did the first time. I will say that allowed things to go in a really different direction, but the story itself maybe wasn't as fleshed out as we saw in the first one, right? Because it was feeding that. It was sort of giving a lot more description. It was giving more direction, that kind of thing. So maybe there's a happy medium that can be struck where it requires user input, but it still feeds the story a bit more too. So anyway, we'll figure it out. But this was a lot of fun. I had a good time. Thank you to all y'all watching for giving ideas, for giving prompts. Maybe we can try this again at a later point and see how the AI has developed. But I had a great time. If you want to see the uploads of these streams, if you came in late or anything like that, you want to go back, I'm going to be posting this over on Patreon, so you can always check it out there. But otherwise, hope y'all have a great weekend. And yeah, thanks. Bye. Oh, and watch the video that I'll be putting up on Wednesday all about using D&D in therapy. All right, actually, bye. Bye.